Okay, so last time we have discussed about Azure, the database services and different type of options. Now we are going to discuss about Azure IoT services. So, as a fundamental, and you will be able to understand what all different IoT services Azure provides, and you will be able to differentiate between them. You will also be able to differentiate and you will be able to choose as an architect, you will be able to choose the correct Azure IoT services, Azure artificial intelligence services, and so various things. So, and we will also understand different business scenarios according to which one type of IoT services can be used. Okay, so let us have a good understanding about Azure IoT services. Now, Azure is like although provides different type of IoT services, but first IoT service which we will talk about is about Azure Iot Central. Okay, why it's coming? Okay, so the first topic, we will discuss about Azure Iot Central. So what is Azure Iot Central? Okay, let us discuss about that. So Azure Iot Central is an IoT application platform. It is basically, it's a kind of application PaaS platform, because the way we are saying PaaS cloud, in case if there is an application, then we call it as a PaaS, which is application as a platform and so Azure is a PaaS service, which is PaaS service, which is platform as a service, but since it is an application, so we term it as a PaaS. Okay, so Azure is a PaaS service. Sorry, Azure Iot Central is an PaaS service. Okay, second is, what is the use of it? So Azure Iot Central simplifies the creation of IoT solutions. Azure Iot Central provide a ready-to-use UX and API surface built to connect, manage, and operate fleet of devices at scale. So today we understand that there are too many IoT devices which are available, and so you can name the device and all the devices which we can see on our day-to-day life, like right from the refrigerator to washing machine or to anything, or to AC or to your watches and whatnot, right? So all your mobile, your laptop, your banking safe, your different things. So all these different uh, things are like the IoT services. So for example, if you are using, say, your watch, just as simplest example, and then you also have, say, Alexa. So you also have your mobile. So your watch is connected to your mobile. It can tell you that, okay, uh, how many steps you made today, in how much sleep you have done, you have made, and what is your health level. It can also monitor and help you to drink water. Similarly, you can also connect to your refrigerator, your AC. So in case if you forgot to switch off your AC while you are out, you will be able to switch it off from your mobile. So how, you can think of that, okay, how these services are connected, and in the future, you are going to see a lot more expansion of these type of services where the devices are interconnected and talking to each other, and to do certain type of work. So as we move forward for AI, perhaps we will experience a lot more connectivity or a lot more intelligence built into it. For example, Alexa. So Alexa is an example of AI where you tell your Alexa to say sing a song, or play a song or whatever, and or play a news or whatever, and according to your instruction, Alexa perform. Similarly, you can see on the Google, you have option to speak, and then Google will reply based on what you are asking to Google instead of typing it, right? So in certain ways, this is not the right form to say whether it is right or wrong, but yes, the technology is expanding, and once we will have, say, 5G, perhaps you can see more expansion of such type of platform, because 5G is towards IoT and artificial intelligence. So now, when since we are talking about cloud here, so how all those devices can get connected? Certainly, they need some platform to get connected. Right now, the way it is being connected is in a very limited fashion, like you configure something in one device or another device, but either through Bluetooth or something like that. Moving forward, everything should get tracked and it should be available across. So in case if you forgot to carry your watch, but you are having your mobile, or in case if you forgot to carry your watch and mobile both, but you are having a laptop. So in either ways, it should be able to count your things. So if you have any device with you, it doesn't matter. It should be able to tell that, okay, what work you are doing, or where are you, or what is your location, or whatever, right? So such things will also get expanded in case if that the connectivity is with your car or with your scooter or with your bike, then it will be also able to track that, okay, where is your particular device, or where is your particular asset is moving. So you will be able to trace those things properly, but you will not be able to do that if you do the connectivity between one to one. But you need a kind of platform where everything get connected, and this is particularly useful in case if we are talking about an enterprise. So in case of an enterprise, you need more uh, more connectivity, because for example, in an enterprise there are, say, 1,000 employee, and each one of them are using, say, tablets. Few of them are using, say, mobile. um, Few of them are using, say, laptop, and then they are performing their work, say, in the uh, you know on the ground or on the field. And so how you will be able to connect with each other and get your data in, or your, based on the sensors, how you will be able to get the things in. So certainly you need a kind of cloud platform where you will be able to do that. And as Azure Iot Central provide a ready to use UX and API service built in to connect and manage and operate fleet of the devices at a scale, right? Now, now you understand that how cloud is playing a critical role when we are talking about multiple devices, in case if we need to connect with each other. Now, with the help of IoT Central, uh, okay, IoT Central, as I mentioned, that it is an APaaS, which is application platform as a service, that reduces the burden and the cost of developing, managing, maintaining enterprise-grade IoT solution. If you choose to build with IoT Central, you will have the opportunity to focus time, money, and energy on transforming your business with IoT data. So you can focus that, okay, you wanted to transform your business, and you can, for the transformation, you can focus your time, money, and energy. And rather than just maintaining and updating a complex and continually evolving IoT infrastructure, because you don't need to evolve the IoT infrastructure. That is, and you don't need to maintain and update or a complex environment. That is the duty of Microsoft. But you will be able to focus on doing the transformation work for your business. Now, the web UI let you quickly connect your devices, monitor devices conditions. You can also create rules. You can manage millions of devices and their data throughout their life cycle. Uh, Furthermore, I mean, you can also, furthermore, this IoT Central also enable you to act on the device insight by extending IoT intelligence into line of business capability. So what does that mean is that you have the UI with the help of which you will be able to connect, you will be able to monitor, you will be able to do whatever you feel like, because once you have the UI, you will be able to do several different things, right? And you will be able to monitor the things. You will be able to get the insight of your IoT devices as an application platform. So IoT Central help you to transform your IoT data into business insight, to gain the business insight. How? Because normally, instead of words, if you are having the graph or the plots of things, then it will be easier for you to track the things. So it gives you a platform where you will be able to put your things, right? And so it helps you. So Azure IoT Central helps, has the rules, and it helps, for data export and import, and it also helps for it has a good, very good REST API platform, which you can use to connect with any of those any of those devices. So you can connect thousands of devices. For example, you can connect email webhooks, you can connect Azure Monitor, Azure Blob Storage, Azure Event Hubs, Azure Service Bus, several different custom applications like that. You will be able to do, connect several of them. So, the capabilities, if I'm talking about other than the APAS, is that it has UX platform with which you will be able to do a lot of work, particularly related with your monitoring, connecting, etc. Several devices, and you can focus on transformation rather than you can focus. When I'm saying focus, which means that you can focus your time, money, and energy to transform your business, because it is easy. uh, Investing time, money, and energy in right direction, to direction to expand your business, right? You don't need to maintain it. You don't need to expand it, or do that. The beauty of this is that other than that, you also have a very large REST API platform. So this is where you will be able to connect with several different type of applications. Let's say, for example, you can connect with your emails, your webhooks, your all different type of Azure services, including the blob, your blob storage, your event hubs, right? Your service bus, and several different custom applications, custom apps. So, okay, now, so when you're building such a, I mean, you can generate business insight, and you can determine the machine efficiency trend or predicting future energy usage on a factory floor, or by building a custom analytic pipeline to process telemetry from your devices and store the result. You can also configure the data export in your IoT Central application to export telemetry, you know, uh, devices. So next is export. So export is what you can export, different type of data which is coming from your different type of devices. As I explained, that you can determine the machine efficiency trend. You can determine, you can generate the business insights. Okay, you can also, in case if you're working on a factory, you can think of that. Okay, what could be your future energy usage? You can also think of that. Okay, what is your what your employee wants, uh, in case, or what is their, what is the employee incoming and outgoing pattern within the office. You can also create a kind of custom analytics. So with the help of custom and analytics, you will be able to do a lot of different type of you will be able to make a lot of different type of decisions, right? So and the so the the biggest key factor for the IoT Central is that it can, it is easy to use, because you don't need to do a kind of lot of skill updates or lot of trainings or etc. It will be easy, once it is configured, it is easy to use to manage your different type of devices, or to get the data in and do the export to, for example, if you wanted to store your that data in say Azure Blob. Why Blob? Because Blob is like unstructured data. It can take any type of data. So particularly for IoT, this is the best solution. We discussed it previously as well, right? Now, build custom IoT solution, and then which can integrate with the REST API. So REST API, as I said, is a kind of very important services, because nowadays everything is moving towards REST API, which is like easy to use, and easy to understand. So for example, you have your mobile, and so in your mobile you have any your favorite app, that can that you can that can remotely set up and control your devices. So for example, your AC is on and you wanted to off it from, by using your mobile, you will be able to use that app within your mobile, and you will be able to control that particular device. Custom integration that enable existing line of business application to interact with your IoT devices and data. Device management applications for device modeling, onboarding management, and data access. So those things you will be able to do. Then administer your application. IoT Central application are fully hosted by Microsoft, right? Which reduces the reduces the administration overhead of managing your application. Administrator may, so in case if you wanted to administer, so certainly your IoT Central application has fully hosted by Microsoft, which reduces your administration overhead. So you don't need to worry about your how you will be managing your your IoT Central. And the pricing. So you have, Microsoft is giving a 7 days free trial to create your IoT application, and then after that the standard pricing will apply. And applications, I mean, you can create using free plan, are free for 7 days, and support up to 5 devices. You can I mean, you can convert them to use a standard pricing plan at any time before they, I mean, before they expire. So when you will, I mean, in case if you will be able, I mean, in case if you would like to try, although that is not part of your fundamentals, but and this is, I mean, this practical is not needed. But in case if you want to explore yourself, just in case, then you will have the 7 days free trial. But in case if you will use it early, then you will not be able to use it afterwards, because it has only 7 days free trial. Now, application application you create using a standard plan are built on a per device basis. So you can choose either standard, or I mean, whatever the price plan you are using. So accordingly, you will be able to, the Microsoft will bill you based on your price plan. So it has like three type of price plan, which is like, I mean, which Microsoft term as level 0, level 1, and level 2 price plan. I mean, so wherein the first two, and in case if you are on the free tier, then you will be able to use up to say 7 devices. No, sorry, I mean the 5 devices only you will be able to use, or you will be able to connect. Okay, the IoT Central documentation has a full explanation of it. Now, so this is about IoT Central, Azure IoT Central. Now, next we are talking about Azure Sphere. Okay. So Azure Sphere. This is another platform which is provided by Microsoft. So first platform, we just discussed the features and the beauty of it was, say, Azure IoT Central, and then next is Azure Sphere. So what is Azure Sphere? So when we know that we have the billions of new devices connecting each year, it is very important that it is very important uh, than ever to secure these many devices. So in case if your need is to secure your things, right, then then Azure Sphere can come into picture. So why? Because Azure Sphere help protect your data privacy, physical safety, and infrastructure with Azure Sphere security services. So Azure Sphere has a security services with which you will be able to protect your data, your privacy, your physical safety, and infrastructure. This is particularly important. Why? Because in case suppose you are traveling somewhere, and if a malicious person know that okay, you are not at your home and you are traveling at some place, and say so he may be able to track you, and he may be able to steal your information, or in some way he can harm you as well. So the beauty of the IoT is that okay, the things are connected, but the problem with the IoT, and the biggest problem, or the biggest disadvantage of IoT is the security. Things are not secure. For example, you know that you are putting your pics and all those things on the Facebook or Instagram or other different services, but you never know who is watching, right? Who is looking at you, and who can think of that, okay, based on your pictures, based on the location which you're sharing, uh, anyone can peek into it, and then can you know um, understand that where are you, or what you're doing, or what you're up to, or what you have done recently, or you have attended, or what is your interest, or whatever, right? So many different things one can judge based on the information you are uploading on several different platforms, right? So, and that could be harmful as well. So on one hand, we have some security guidelines which we need to follow, or we should be avoiding to post much of the things on media, um, because but um, particularly in India, we I mean, because the way of our life is little different, we have not we have not experienced that type of cyber threats, but in and nowadays it is going up because more and more cyber threats are coming in. So how we will be able to ensure that our things are safe? For that, Azure Sphere is helping. It is built on the decades of the Microsoft experience in hardware, software, and cloud services to provide a turnkey security solution for IoT devices, right? So when someone mentioned the word Internet of Things, often the first picture that comes to the mind is some sort of device with the internet built in. However, the built-in design involves months or year of design work and applies only to devices that have yet to come to the market. How do business leverage IoT for billions of devices already in the field without creating a large security risk? So if we are thinking from the business point of view, it is furthermore critical to understand how business will be able to leverage the IoT devices um, when they have the large security risk. So Azure Sphere is a secured, high-level application platform with built-in communication and security features for internet-connected devices. It comprises a secured, connected, crossover microcontroller units, and also a custom high-level Linux-based operating system and a cloud-based security service that provide continuous renewable security. So thereby, the Azure Sphere is helping you for tightening your security aspects. How? So the key aspect here is that it comprises a secured, connected, crossover microcontroller unit, which we call it as MCU. So with the help of this crossover microcontroller unit, which is a kind of a small computer, which is having its own operating system built into it, and also have the cloud-based security service that provide the continuous and renewable security methods. So this chip particularly, which we termed as MCU, microcontroller unit, crossover microcontroller unit. So and it is termed as MCU. Although the crossover, based on the crossover, the word MCU. Okay, just let me type in. So the key feature here is, particularly for Azure Sphere, is the security, and how the security comes in with a small computer, which is very powerful, and which is the crossover microcontroller unit, which we call as MCU. So with the help of this, we are, Azure Sphere work, and then this MCU, this also has the OS, which is a Linux-based OS. It also has cloud security services, which is a renewable services. and it protects your IoT devices and equipment with defense in the depth. So it has a defense architecture. So it is based on, the security is based on defense architecture. Now, as I said, Azure Sphere OS adds a layer of protection and ongoing security update to create a trustworthy platform for new IoT experiences. So it's not a, I mean, for example, you are connecting with some OS. So on top of that, particularly for Azure Sphere, it has its own OS. It has its own security services, which is, which is a broker for trust for device to cloud communication, detect threat, and renew IoT devices security. So, and then, so other than OS, it also has Azure Sphere security. So what we call Azure Sphere security, Azure Sphere security services, which is the cloud security services, and which is renewable, and it detects threats and renew IoT devices. Microsoft best-in-class security experts monitor emerging threats. So this is, it has internal security expert feature, right? Which with the help of which you will be able to monitor, your threats, etc. Um, and update. You will be able to do the design updates and provided, a lot of different services, right? So these are some of the services, particularly for Azure Sphere. Now, in case, let us say, for example, if somebody will say you that um, which type of service we need to use, right? So, for example, is it critical to ensure that the device is not compromised? Not necessarily. So, security, although the Azure Sphere provides the security as a key feature, Azure Iot Central provide a platform, easy to use, easy to get connected with the UX and REST API. It has the export and exporting of the data and analytics services, export and analytics uh, services. So assume that you are, you know, uh, you are having few IoT devices, right? But definitely each time you don't need security. For example, you have a washing machine or you have a refrigerator, right? So in the worst case, um, uh, a hacker, what a hacker can do with a washing machine or refrigerator, maybe he can hack and read the current temperature of your refrigerator, or he can read number of loads of laundry. um, I mean your washing machine is doing. So how is it impacting you? Not much, right? So everywhere you will not use Azure, Azure Sphere. You need to choose based on the need, that okay, if there is certainly a need to use Azure Sphere because of its security feature, can you, and in case if you need, furthermore, suppose in case if you need, another criteria would be that, suppose you need a kind of dashboard, or you don't need a dashboard. So if you need, so even, for example, your customer calls, and in case if you are working on your company, and your customer call and report a strange behavior with their appliances, a technical and in case if your your customer is dealing with say washing machine or say refrigerator or say these type of devices, then what you can do, and if he suspects something that some hacker or some malicious things are happening, perhaps you can go and change your you can send your engineer to reset or replace the microcontroller. That's all. It might not uh, warrant the extra expenses or engineering resources that would be required to employ Azure Sphere, right? Now, then next is that in case if you need the dashboard, right? For dashboard, as I said, that in case, do you need a dashboard? Do you need to monitor your things, or you don't need to monitor? Things are happening, and you just are. You are just comfortable that okay. Say for example, your washing machine is working, so you will get a beep once your washing machine completes its work on your say on your watch, and you are at that time in your office, and you will be able to call and tell your servant or to your one of the family member to check the washing machine and complete the work task. That's all. So you don't need, perhaps you you may need a kind of small beep on your machine or sorry, on your watch or a kind of things, but you don't need it to monitor that okay, how many clothes you or how many times you run the washing machine, uh, or something fishy is happening with your washing machine, or you wanted to see that okay, in a year or in a month, how many times your washing machine actually uh, you know washed your clothes, etc. So, but in certain other cases, you need a kind of very sensor oriented data. For example, your the device where you are doing the check-in in your office. So you are going and doing the check-in and check-out on daily basis, and you are swiping your security card, and so that is a device which certainly need a sensor to sense the data that okay, at what time you are coming in, what is your login time, what is your logout time, how many times you are moving out of the office or whatever. So for that particularly, you may need a kind of dashboard. So based on your need, in case if you need a kind of dashboard, certainly your Azure IoT Hub or Azure IoT Central is is a good choice, because that Azure IoT services provide good monitoring services, right? And easy to do. So and if you wanted to make a decision, so Azure IoT Central provide a dashboard that allow companies to manage IoT devices individually and an aggregated view report and set up the error notification via GUI. But in case if you are if you don't want that, then you don't need Azure IoT Central, right? So similarly for Azure Sphere, if the security is your critical aspect, then you can think of to use your Azure Sphere. So this is how you need to understand that when to use Azure IoT Central and when to use your Azure Sphere. Now, in the next time, we will discuss about the other features of it, but few we can expand it, and we can discuss more on Azure IoT Central, but I think that is not needed, because now we understand that the goal of these devices or these applications are different, and purpose is different. So you should, which device you need to use when, that you need to decide based on the um, the features of that particular application. And accordingly, then you should be able to make decision, or you will be able to suggest your customer for, I mean, which device, I mean, your customer should, I mean, sorry, which type of feature of the cloud your customer should be opting for, right? So, any confusion? Anything here? Okay, so I can't see any response. But one thing I think, last time Arpita has mentioned to put a kind of questionnaire after each topic so that you will be able to answer that. Perhaps that will be, beneficial for for learning purpose, and to know that if you're really listening. So from next time onwards, I'm not guarantee. I do not guarantee, but I will just try that if I can put some questionnaire, because although it is like little uh, little time consuming to prepare the questionnaire, but I will try for that. So that was the kind of feedback which I got from Arpita. So I basically right now, and also for the timing. So for the timing, I just need to discuss with you. Okay. So just a moment.